Hi all, I'm in my kitchen today. I thought I'd change the backdrop just a little bit and having an enjoyable day. I was working on a kind of an idea for a new tune, and I want to play a little bit of that for you and where I'm at right now. And I also was thinking that it's so nice to go back to old tunes, old trad tunes, to just kind of clear your head. Also to kind of remind you that a lot of the tunes that you might work on yourselves, you can have little smacks of other tunes, and that is okay. And case in point, I found an old version, well, maybe it's not a version. Anyway, an old tune that was played by Johnny McGreevy. Of course, Johnny McGreevy was the great fiddle player that was here in Chicago when I was growing up. I'm so glad I knew him, and so glad I got to listen to him as much as I did. Some years ago, I was doing a little project that Mick Maloney had suggested might be a good one, and I was talking to Johnny McGreevy and Eleanor Neary, here in Chicago as well, Eleanor Kane Neary, people like Pat Roach, Joe Shannon, the great piper, several people, and did some interviews with them. But I also got some material from them where they gave me a tape or gave me some things to listen to, and I did a little transcribing back in the day. And so anyway, just to clear my head today, as I'm working on this new tune, I found a little book of tunes where it was a tape, I've got it in front of me here, a tape of Johnny McGreevy playing some Tom Fitzmaurice tunes. Tom Fitzmaurice, I think, lived in Chicago at some point, fiddle player, Sligo style, and Johnny kind of raved about what a beautiful player he was. Must look into him. I think I did back in the day, but must look into him. And so, as I was again looking around, I found this little book where, at the time, I think I was getting tapes from different people, but you know, there's also, I don't see it, polka from Jimmy Neary, a tune called "The Long Strand." This one with just a jig, "The Mouse in the Cupboard," "A Reel with No Name," "A Reel with No Name." They also had tapes from friends of theirs who were out in New York, so they have a hornpipe. They had Patty Reynolds on a tape playing a hornpipe, which I transcribed then Patty Reynolds and Company, Maida Shagru, who was originally Maida McQuinn. Let me see if I'm getting that right. Yeah, exactly. I just met her there a few months ago, and she's still out and about and used to play a lot with Cuz T. And there's a slide from Maida playing along with Eleanor on the piano, and Maida playing the fiddle. There's some tunes of, here's Lad O'Byrne and Louis Quinn playing some tunes, and Jimmy Giblin from Cleveland. So I thought I would grab the first tune here because it really smacks of another tune, and just in case we are ever thrown off and think, oh my God, this is another tune, it really doesn't matter. I know this tune that I'm about to play, but I also know the tune that it smacks of, and I think of them as two completely different tunes. So yeah, first these two old tunes, and then I'll play a little bit of the tune I've been working on. So I've got the music in front of me here. I can put a little stand just to keep me straight, so I play it like the music, which I'll share with you. So the tune goes like this. So yeah, what a lovely little tune, and very fun playing it today. And as soon as I play that tune, I find this other similar tune, and maybe a lot of you will know this one. Am I right? So that was a great old tune that's called the Steampacket. That tune, most people will know it, and maybe the first tune would be more rare. It'd be the kind of tune that if I was at a session, somebody might play the Steampacket, and then maybe we'd end up in another tune and stop, and eventually I would look at people and go, do you know this old one though? It's very like the Steampacket. And a Chicago reference, from Johnny McGreevy, Tom Fitzmaurice, and that great Sligo style. So again, there's so many tunes that I don't think we can feel bad if some of our notes run into other tunes, and we keep going. And not worry about it. And again, I've said it many times that it's somehow intention, where you're going, has a lot to do with, making a tune unique. So anyway, somebody gave me a little spark of an idea to write a slower piece as part of some music that I might do for a quartet. And this is Maeve Gilchrist asking me about doing something, writing something for a program that she's doing in Massachusetts in September. So the first thing I thought of, because she said that they were going to be celebrating and thinking of Brian O'Donovan, who was that great, he was just great, running the Celtic Christmas Sojourn out in Boston and environs out there, and also having his great radio program, the Celtic Sojourn, and just a great guy from Cork and who lived in Boston and Cambridge, and yeah, he and his wife Lindsay, and he passed away. I think I told about that on here. So there's a real mix of things. Somehow there's a piece of music that's wanted, that somehow it might get pulled off by a quartet. And then thinking of Brian O'Donovan, and then also one other thing that Maeve Gilchrist suggested was that a lot of the things that happen there have to do with water. So, wow, yeah. So let me get this music stand out of the way, and I'll just play you what I have right now. And this is a very surprising little experience because this is a slower piece. And what I really discovered is that somehow it's not really 1 2 1 2 1 2 as a measure. It's ended up being 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. So there's really definitely that you're counting measures of 6. And so I've only just begun, can't resist sharing it. And so here I go. So hopefully you're hearing the real count of 6 going on there. That's the basic idea. If I start throwing in a little bit more of my Irishisms with my left hand and maybe a few chords or double stops on the fiddle with the bow, then it starts to take shape. And so here it is with a little bit more in it. So I think there might be something there. All right, I'm going to give you the music for the Johnny tune that I played earlier, and maybe also record that tune nice and super slow for people who would like to learn it. The other thing is just putting our hands on these things that we hear. Makes us better players, makes us better composers, I think. I should tell you that I was listening a good bit to John Morris Rankin this week, the great fiddle player that passed away many years ago now, and who wrote wonderful, wonderful tunes as a member of the Rankin family. And so look him up. Very inspiring, very wonderful fiddle player, but writing just really, as they say, cracking tunes. All right, have a good week. Bye.